Hi, my name is Rick Sanchez. I'm with a company called Tractor Tip Equipment, and what we have for sale here today is a Komatsu WA180. This is a -3 L series, but Komatsu redid their nomenclature just after this machine was named to call these machines PT machines. So they were PT3s. Basically, what a PT machine is that you've got dual bucket cylinders. If you look at this 966G over here, this is what's called a Z-bar linkage, and you can see where it's got the name. If you look in here, this big old bell crank right here, it's in the shape of a Z. You got a piston up here, which strokes this out, which rolls this forward or backwards. So anyway, the benefit of these of this type of machine, and they're usually sold at a premium because there's not as many of them sold or manufactured, is that you can press a button in the cab and your forks will stay parallel to the ground. So like if you're loading pallets or whatever all day long, you don't have that natural roll to the bucket. So anyway, that aside, the serial number of this machine is A like Apple 8500. I'm gonna leave that last digit blank. If you buy this tractor from me or any of the others that I have for sale, we got a bunch of loaders these days. We got a couple of 966Gs with forks in excellent condition. We'll do a video of that later. We've got a New Holland over here that's a low-hour machine. We got some excavators, mid-size excavators. We got 3 or 4 compactors. We got this 950 over here. This cat compactor. We got a couple of John Deere bulldozers. Anyway, we got enough to say grace over, but the point that I'm trying to make is that if you buy this tractor from me or any of the others that I have for sale, you're going to be dealing at some point with a guy running the camera. His name is Pro Provencio. He's my right-hand man. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the mechanics of this particular machine in the first clip, the operating specs in the second, and we'll run it in the third. And in between there, I'll tell you about my experience with these Komatsu loaders. So the price on a new machine like this these days, by the way, this machine is in excellent condition. About the only thing wrong with this machine is that this little cylinder right here, this holding cylinder, it doesn't hold, but the other side's fine. So a price on a new machine like this is probably $135,000, $140,000, an open cab machine like this. This machine has got 4,088 hours on the hour meter. As far as manufacturers go, Komatsu is the #2 supplier of construction equipment in the world. And that's not because they're cheap. They build good, solid, reputable, reliable machines that stand the test of time. Komatsu is an engineering company as opposed to Caterpillar, who's a marketing program. At the end of the day, across the board, Caterpillar builds a better machine. I'll debate that with anybody, even a cat salesman. Or somebody who works for Cat. Especially somebody who works for Cat. Don't get me wrong, I like Caterpillar. We own a lot of Caterpillar equipment, but Komatsu really does build the best. Excuse me. The weight of this machine is 22,586 pounds if it's got a bucket on it. A little bit less if it's got forks. The widest point is actually the buckets at is at 8 foot. Now if you're it's 7.5 feet at the wheel, so if you take the bucket off, you know, you can fit it into a 7'6" hole. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could. Of course, you'd have to put the bucket in on the other side. The highest point is the top of this roll cage right here, which is 10.5 feet. The transportation length from the end of this counterweight to the front of that cutting edge is 23.5 feet. Comparable machines are like a John Deere, maybe a 544D, or maybe a Cat 924. We got a 924 over there. That's the inside there. Or maybe like a Volvo L60. As far as options go, this machine has got a quick coupler disconnect. It comes with a bucket, and we're selling the forks separate. So if you want the forks, you got to pay extra for the forks. We're just selling the machine with a bucket, but those forks fit this machine. It is a four-wheel drive machine, obviously. Most loaders are. And it's got automatic air conditioner. How about that?
Automatic air conditioner? Oh, I see.
Oh, well, the faster you go in forward or reverse, the better the air conditioner works. It's automatic AC. That's a joke, by the way. It doesn't have AC. It's an open cab machine. Let me think, what else?
Lights work good on it?
What's that?
The lights?
Oh yeah, the lights work good. This engine right here is a Komatsu S6D102. That is a bulletproof engine, folks. You can go to tractortip.com, or you can go to my YouTube channel, and you can see that we've owned a lot of wheel loaders. A lot of different machines with a lot of different engines, and that engine right there is a bulletproof engine. It's a good engine. Gross horsepower on that engine is 112. The fuel, this thing has got a 45-gallon tank, and it'll actually run 12 to as many as 16 hours on a single tank of fuel. So that's a pretty good deal. This machine is mechanically sound. There's no leaks on it whatsoever. Everything on it works. I think the tail lights don't work, but if we have a chance, we'll look into that. But all the headlamps work. Everything works on it. The transmission runs through all the gears without any problems. The brakes stop it on a dime. Top speed on this unit is 22 miles an hour. Again, inherently most wheel loaders are four-wheel drive, as is this one. As far as the tires go, you can see they're about 85%. There's no cuts on them. These are 17.5/25 tires. They all exactly match. You never want to put a loader tire with a different size tread on it, because what it does is it puts a bind on that differential, front or back. You want to have equal tread across the axle. That's just a little aside, but anyway, all these tires are identical. The hydraulics on this tractor are strong. There's no cracks or welds anywhere in the work equipment. Show them that pro. The brakes stop it on a dime. All of the pins and the bushings are relatively tight. There's no deflection or any kind of problem in this articulation joint. Those two kingpins right there are plenty tight. This cutting edge right here, it's probably about 75% in the front here, but you can see it's got a new edge on the back. So that's 175% of a cutting edge right there. As far as this bucket goes, this bucket again is 8 foot wide. It's 48 inches deep. It's 48 inches deep. It's 36 inches tall. This is about a 2 1/4 yard bucket. This hinge pin right here, the hinge pin height, maximum hinge pin height, like if you're loading into a dumpster, is 12.5 feet. The static tip load on this loader is 15,167 pounds. So what does that mean? That means that the hydraulics on this machine are so strong that the machine will actually tip forward before the hydraulics give out. So really the lifting capacity of this loader is limited to the weight of the tractor opposite this fulcrum on this front axle. So again, it's 15,167 pounds. As far as these forks go, again, these forks are separate. If you want the forks, you got to pay Uncle Rick a little extra. These forks are 5-foot forks. This carriage height right here is 4.5 feet. And this carriage width is 5'6". What else, Pro?
That's about it. You got it covered, man.
Yeah, there's as far as things wrong, like I say, these turn signals aren't working, but the headlamps are. So if you're taking this for a hot date, you know, you don't want to pick your girlfriend up and get pulled over because your turn signals don't work. This, as you can see, this hood right here, there's no problem. These two lift cylinders work okay. This one here, this one's weak and this one's missing. If we get a chance, we'll put it on. Right now we're using that rod. That rod is extra also. If you want that rod, you can pay Uncle Rick a little more. If you're real nice, he might throw it in for free. But yeah, I guess that's about it, bro. You got anything else?
You got it. That's it.
We're gonna run it in the next clip. going to disconnect the ports up there. Grab the bucket. Close your pins. These two pins right here close. That's what keeps it locked. See? Okay, open them up. I'm just gonna pick up this bucket right here. I should have probably rinsed that motor off a little bit. It's okay, it's in its work clothes. Alright, so this is the inside of the cap. Go ahead and start it up. Ignition switch is over there on the side. All of the gauges work. This is the lights. Yeah, there's your lights right there. Oh, let me show you the lights. Lights work. That's good, bro.